Welcome back to the studio. I am joined by Leonid Kirakosyan, the CEO of SoftConstruct. Welcome into the studio.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
So you took the top role at SoftConstruct's last April.
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell us about the first few months of your tenure and what key initiatives have you been driving forward since you took on that role?
Look, it's a bit of a poorly kept secret. I was a consultant for the company for a year before that. So by the time I joined as CEO, I've known the board, I've known the top management and a lot of the business. So it's not been too fresh for me. What I've been focusing on in the first couple of months is bringing everybody together towards a common strategy and vision. And that's the board, the top management, the whole company. So I've been focused on creating and communicating that. But then obviously also solving some of the pressing challenges, meeting our key clients and providers, all the usual stuff that any new CEO would need to do.
And you oversee a vast array of companies across multiple sectors. How do you deal with the complexity of such a vast operation?
Look, I feel like we're pretty unique in that we run a B2B platform. We have the sports data right business. We have the content businesses. We have the game providers. So that makes us almost like a vertically integrated iGaming company. It comes with a lot of advantages, which maybe I'll talk about in a minute, but also some challenges, right? Because in some markets, we're a B2B platform provider to the B2C operators, but they also operate B2C, right? So there's a bit of a conflict. So that comes with a lot of sensitivity where I need to build Chinese walls within the company to make sure that our providers and clients feel safe, knowing that their precious information will not get into the wrong hands and will not hurt them. And I myself have to be very balanced and act in the best interest of our clients and sometimes also be very open with our providers. So it is tricky, but also comes with a ton of benefits.
And does it make you more agile as a business?
It does. I feel like we feel a lot of what's happening in the industry, being a B2B platform provider. We also have the B2C business. So we know where the user preferences are evolving and how they're evolving. So we can bring those insights back to our product and then to our B2B clients. So a lot of what we're doing enables us to achieve more and move faster just because we are at the forefront of every one of the steps of the value chain in our industry.
And how does this distributed strategy help you adopt new technology? And what sort of incubation does SoftConstruct do for new product solutions and technologies?
Maybe I walk you through this with an example, right? So I've been focused quite a bit on AI, and you might have seen that our B2B brand, BetConstruct, is now rebranded as BetConstruct AI. We feel it will be a big differentiator for us, and it is bringing a lot of value to the users, to our clients, and to us as a company. So as we brought this capability, we've built a central team, which we call the Center of Excellence, which brings AI to all of the businesses, all of the processes we're doing. And it comes with some very simple things. For example, have the live dealer studio with more than 1,000 dealers. And some of them speak, let's say, Portuguese for the Brazilian markets, right? So we have a set of AI agents that listen to what they say, transcript it, check it against the set of rules, and set us alerts if they say something they shouldn't say, right? So that's an internal use of AI. But we also have AI products that are applied to our users. For example, like if you go and use some of the most popular streaming websites, you would see the movies that you would want to see, right? So we're doing that with casino games where any user can see the games they would like. So whenever we need to incubate a technology, we try to see if it makes sense to bring it to a business or to build it centrally and then bring it across. I think we're at the stage where it helps to have this centralization and bring the best people to one center of excellence and then bring it across all of our businesses. That enables us to move faster because we'll learn doing something in this business and bring it to another business. So I think we are absolutely much faster with that. It also helps us attract better people because the people want to bring what they know to many businesses and bring it at scale and across the globe. So I feel like that's helping too.
And how do you encourage experimentation without risking core products?
Look, our company is incredibly fast moving. When I joined, I was shocked by that. A lot of the companies I've seen before have some cycles of planning and discussions. What we often do is we just do something. That's a bit of the culture of the company. And we have an internal phrase which is like Ubers move fast to break things. We don't break internal products and we don't break anything. But it's a bit like that. We move very fast. We release it. We see how that works. If we need to roll it back, we roll it back. But frankly, we rarely do, if ever. So we move very fast and see how that turns out. We have a bias to action, experimentation, rather than discussion and preparation.
Where does SoftConstruct fit within the wider technology industry, in your view? And do you measure yourself against your competitors, or do you have bigger aspirations?
Indeed. I've been running a lot of these comparisons just to understand what is our scale, what is our complexity. I've been shocked to learn right after I joined that we run more transactions per second than MasterCard does. You can imagine that the complexity of running such a technology infrastructure is pretty high. It is expensive, it's hard. Obviously, the sensitivity of what we're doing is very, very high because money gets deposited and withdrawn, and it's all very sensitive. So I feel like a lot of the elements of our technology landscape, we are doing some of the most complex things that anybody else is doing in the world. So it is indeed a challenge, but then it's also a privilege, and it's very exciting for me and the team to be doing things like that.
And how do those elements there shape your expansion plans going forward?
Look, what we're doing is that we are obviously a global company. We have clients in tens of countries, from Latin America to Asia, and everywhere in between. And we keep expanding. And we're doing it in two ways. One way is when we do it proactively, like we'll pick a market and we'll say, okay, we focus on it, we hire the people, we go there, I get on a plane, I go there myself. We also have a lot of inbound demand, right? If a market gets hot with our brand, a lot of the clients just come to us naturally, and then we end up sort of evolving and responding and assessing whether we should double down or maybe move step by step. So I feel like technology is never a limiting factor for us as we expand. It's more the talent that we have, the physical constraints of time zones and travel.
So you mentioned talent there. How do you recruit your talent, and how do you retain that talent once you get it?
Yeah, that's an excellent one and a very challenging one. I feel like the iGaming industry, there is a bit of a war for talent going on. As a lot of companies are expanding, there is a lot of growth and investment. At the same time, it's not like new CEOs are minted in months, right? So I feel like the industry is outgrowing the supply of talent that we have. So what we inevitably do is, number one, we go global. We cannot recruit into one headquarter and make people go to the office and do all of that. So we have to go global. We have to recruit people wherever they live and whatever they want to do. That's one. Number two is we enable a lot of horizontal mobility, right? As people, let's say they join our B2B platform business and they want to shift to the game provider side. Look, we have a game provider, so we might as well shift our best people within the company. So that enables us to retain people. It's also a value proposition for talent. They know that as they join SoftConstruct, they'll be able to learn and evolve and learn about the whole industry, and their value on the job market in the industry is going to be higher. So I feel like we're very well positioned on that with what we have to offer, and we feel like we're getting a lot of the talent, and I'm also seeing a lot of the people who used to work at SoftConstruct become incredibly successful with our competitors, providers, and suppliers. So that's always exciting to see when we see, like, graduates of SoftConstruct, if I may say, everywhere across the world. That helps us do business. It also makes us proud.
So you're one of Armenia's leading technology businesses. Does that come with a degree of responsibility, seeing as you're kind of shaping the country's tech ecosystem?
Look, it does. Sometimes I feel like if we, as a technology company in Armenia, adopt a certain tech stack, then a whole country might move towards this tech stack because we employ so many of the engineers, we employ so many of the product manager. So it obviously does. And we feel like we're contributing quite a bit within the country to what we're doing because we are obviously competing the bleeding edge of a global industry. So it does. I don't think we are focused too much on within Armenia. We are very much focused on this global competition and being the best, and that brings Armenia forward as almost a side consequence of that.
And as a CEO, how do you instill an ethos and a shared purpose across such a large business? And are there any values that you will not compromise on?
That's a great one. I think the first thing I always remind myself is that I will never be able to have one single culture in such a global and big company. I have more than 5,000 people in tens of locations, so I cannot have it just be one SoftConstruct, right? So some of our businesses have a culture that is a bit more formal, some are more informal, some are more Armenian, some are more, I don't know, Brazilian, just because of how the talent evolves. We also had a few acquisitions. So that is one thing I keep in mind. But then indeed there are values that I want to make sure that the company keeps and evolves and goes forward with. A lot of them came from the founding family that brought SoftConstruct to the world. The number one is innovation. As I've said, we never wait for somebody to do something and then copy them. We are very bold in doing something first. And here at ICE, we brought some things that we've done first in the industry. We are also very, I don't know if liberal is the right word, but we give a lot of choice to our clients. So we don't say, okay, this is what you do, this our solution, you cannot choose that. We always give choice to our clients. So that's another one we have. And then finally, working as a team, that is something that is incredibly critical in a company of the scale, of the geographic reach. I keep reminding the people that whatever we do, we have to work as a team. If we don't, we might as well just be 5 or 10 separate companies, and then we don't get the benefits that we can get from being the company we are.
And what defines success for you for SoftConstruct's under your leadership?
That's a great one. Look, I think there are the boring measures of profitability and growth, which any company has, but we also want to make sure that we keep innovating and moving the industry forward. So that will never go away. And if anything, I want to double down on that and keep us moving even faster and setting the tone in even more areas of the industry, like we are doing for artificial intelligence today. So that's very important for me. I also want to make sure the company is the best place for our people. We need it for the business, but it's also something that I'm personally passionate about. I want to come to work knowing that I'm making people happy and satisfied from what they're getting from work, their families happy for what their family members are doing. So I always keep that in mind. So it is for me also a measure of success. And as you said, we play a big role in Armenia. That's something I also want to make sure we do. And we are a positive force for the country as well as tens of markets we operate in.
Thank you for coming in and seeing us in the studio today. Wishing you the best of luck with everything.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.